This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Hello there. How are you? Welcome in. We are broadcasting live from the Culver studio on this Friday edition of Meltdown Live. So happy to have you here. I was just reading up on a birthday gift that my wife got me called Say Hello to the Bad Guys, which is about the New World Order in WCW, Ted Turner's WCW, back in the late 90s, which ended up helping to lead to the greatest run of wrestling promotions we've seen with the Monday Night Wars and all that. I recommend this book. Really, really good. It's from ESPN reporter Mark Raimondi, and it is really detailed and really good. So if you are a wrestling fan, I recommend this for sure. Once again, I'm Tim Melton. That is Tyler Lionel Johns. Tyler, how you holding up here on this Friday?
Making it. It's been a long week. A lot of big movies I caught this week. Got to see Jurassic World Rebirth, on Monday at the Screen Unseen event. And then Wednesday night, we got to see F1 at that early access screening. So it's been a blockbuster kind of a week.
It has been. You almost saw Megan 2.0 last night.
I did. I had thought about quickly watching for the first time right before the showtime last night, Megan won, but I still have not done that. And the thought of quickly watching Megan 1 and then going to catch a late night showing of Megan 2 didn't sound all that good to me. So I stayed home last night and made some dinner, and that was pretty good.
Our friend Jason Collier, who's been a guest here in the studio, he went and saw Megan 2.0 last night.
Oh.
He reviewed it, and he gave it a 1 out of 5 and talked about how halfway through he wanted to walk out.
See, the feeling I just get is it's going to be stupid, and I'm going to watch it and consume the story and think, man, this is just knockoff Terminator 2, and I'd rather them just re-release Terminator 2 in the theaters. Yeah. But I think it'll hit for the people it's looking to hit.
Terminator 2 for girl bosses. That is what this is. And he said that it made the first one feel like it was Casablanca.
Yeah.
Messed it up twice. Anyway, point is, Megan 2.0 is not a movie I plan on seeing. I dreaded the trailer when it was released. I hate the lines that are used to promote the movie. It just seems like a really big waste of time.
Yes.
Especially on a weekend where you do have a quality movie that has released. Now, there's a double-edged sword to seeing things early. The win is that we can start to tell everybody, hey, this is pretty good. You should see it. The bad thing is, though, when everyone's off to go see it, we're left around with nothing really new to watch, because I'm not watching Megan 2.0, and I hope you don't either, Tyler. But if you do, let me know what you think. Who knows? Maybe you'll love it. But Jason Collier did not.
I might see it. I might not.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You should do a double feature of that and Materialist.
See, I had actually planned on doing that.
Gosh, you're in for pain, aren't you?
Just for the content.
Get yourself a couple drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll need a few for both of those movies. Rough. But, I do plan on seeing Life of Chuck this weekend, because I want to be able to just report on a movie that has done so well at festival screenings, but hasn't really gotten any kind of word of mouth since it expanded.
Tyler, there's no hiding the fact that you are the man behind the glass every single day for TNR.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that. And I'm going to give you a chance to address something, because I know you'll want to address it in the chat, but it'll actually hit way more ears and stuff if we actually talk about it out loud.
All right.
Today on TNR, something weird happened with the chat on there.
Yeah, I just looked at the chat and saw Nick's comment. Why do we have normal names here, but in TNR chat we have the YouTube handle? I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. I'll have to look into it over the weekends.
But you do care because people are genuinely
Yes.
turning to you like, hey, Tyler, what's going on here? And,
Yeah.
I know nobody cares more than you about getting that type of consumer experience right.
Absolutely. I think that's a lot of the appeal of TNR is that community feeling, and it's a big appeal of the Meltdown, in my opinion, as well, is just gathering with just individuals who are interested in the same things as you and talking about it instead of, just consuming tweets and people's content without getting to interact on a deeper level or get any sort of deeper conversation out of it.
Yeah, or resolution.
Yeah, exactly.
So Nick asking the question, why do we have normal names here, but in the TNR chat we still have the @name? It is very strange. It's a formal investigation has been launched, but I'll tell you this as well. 2 days ago when we hopped on, I had no microphone access, and it was the weirdest thing. Solved the issue. It was the actual mic cable that went bad. And that is I've never had that happen in the history of broadcasting where the mic cable went bad. It was not severed. There was nothing traumatic that had happened to it. And I'm telling you, as long as that little popcorn monkey is on the premises here, things are going to continue to happen.
I think putting him in the closet might have spread the curse to the TNR studio because while I've been filling in for Scott, in my in the OBS window on what is typically Scott's workstation, the scroll wheel on his mouse, when I'll scroll through scenes on OBS, if I scroll down, it'll move up sometimes. I have no explanation for it.
The place is cursed.
This place is haunted, legitimately. Like, I'll be up here late at night working on stuff and hear the strangest noises, and I'll actually, get up from the back room and, take a peek out because it sounds like somebody's walking right down this hall out here.
Be careful out there, Tyler. It's a wild, wild world. We got to look out for each other. But there are people that conspire in the chat that think that you're changing things to try to inflict some sort of emotional warfare, and you're not. So,
I'm
clearing that.
I have far too much to do,
right,
to engage in any of that nonsense. I do want the chat to be a good, healthy environment for discussion. So, unfortunately, that does mean if you're running a bar, you got to kick out the people who get too drunk and start causing a ruckus.
There you go. Don't drink in TNR. Nick says it's always the cable. Coming from someone who works in the IT field, it normally is the cable that is the issue. I don't know.
I wish we've had the same experience because then this would just be let's swap out the cable kind of deal.
It's
always something different here.
Yeah, I don't know. These cables are I feel like built to last, especially if you're not moving them, if you're not constantly traveling with them and having to coil them and all that stuff. But anyway.
See, I would think that the mic cable you actually replaced it with would be more likely to go bad than the one you had been using because that's the one that Brown likes to we swap back and forth. We have shared custody of that cable with the TNR guys when they do remotes.
Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, we'll try to get to as many of them as possible, but fire away there in the chat. There is a lot to get to, including that movie that we saw on Wednesday, F1. It's being heralded by a lot of people that I know, a lot of outlets that I follow, as the movie of the summer. That's the way it was promoted at CinemaCon when that team came out and said, look, theater owners. CinemaCon is a convention for theater owners, those within the theatrical exhibition industry that are looking to get excited about the future of the business. And there hadn't been a ton to be excited about this year up until a couple of big hits, and now you've got F1. I don't know how it's going to do monetarily, but the buzz on it is definitely there. That team that put together Top Gun Maverick, that's credited by some with saving the theatrical exhibition industry. They're really popular with theater owners. They said, we're going to try to do the same exact thing with F1. We're going to try to give that same level of quality of experience. And F1 and Top Gun Maverick are no doubt brothers. They share the same DNA. It's the same type of ride, thrill ride. However, I believe Top Gun Maverick is a far superior film to F1 narratively. And in terms of its cohesiveness of its cast and all that stuff. That's not saying that F1 is the runt of the litter, but I would kind of put it like this. Top Gun Maverick at the top, then drop down, I'd go F1, and then I'd have the original Top Gun way down here. But not that the original Top Gun really has anything to do with F1. But if you're looking at the DNA of these movies, because that's the way EG is going to look at it when she finally sees F1.
Oh, absolutely. That's how we've promoted it to her, as Top Gun on wheels.
It is Top Gun Maverick on wheels, which makes it a little bit of a tougher hill for Tom Cruise to climb with Days of Thunder 2, in my opinion.
I agree 100% because, it just sets the bar, because now Days of Thunder 2, instead of being compared to the original, which was like super cheesy, is going to be compared to what might end up being the most expensive movie ever made.
Quite possibly. Now, Jerry Bruckheimer has come out and said, look, we got a lot of sponsorship deals and we got a lot of...
There was a lot of product placement.
And I believe him with that.
Yeah.
I just don't know if...
You got like $350 million worth of product placement?
Well, I don't know if it was like the production budget was 400, and then after all the product placement, they ended up getting like 100 million out of that, and that's what the numbers reported. I don't know. But here's what I'll say about F1. The money's on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Its presentation is dynamite. I mean, it is absolutely electric visually and through the audio. I do think it is relatively weak narratively. I don't think this is going to win any screenplay awards. I don't think at the Oscars this is going to be one of those contending for its writing or its acting. I don't think Javier Bardem, if he didn't get nominated for what he did in Dune Part 2, he's not going to get nominated for what he did in F1.
I would agree.
I mean, I thought he was outstanding in Dune Part 2. And if I am correct, he did not get nominated for that role as supporting actor in that.
No.
But he should have, because I thought he was that good in Dune Part 2.
Oh, he's fantastic as a still guard.
Yes. However, F1's a movie I recommend. It's a movie Tyler recommends. Hunter, who we went to go see the movie with this past Wednesday, he has now seen it twice, and he texted me and said it is now moved up to a 5 out of 5 for him. He says it's electric, the audience is way into it, and he gets super excited and jazzed watching it. Will he go see it again? I don't know. He's in the chat. It's very possible he's right back in the driver's seat there for a third round of F1. You know, I
plan on seeing it a second time. Do you?
No.
Oh. Oh, wow.
No, I mean, it's I can't get over the damn commentators during the races. They annoy me very much.
Okay. All right.
They sound like the pod racing commentators from episode 1, Phantom Menace. And I cannot stand it.
I like it.
Like, the music is great, the sound effects are great and all that. I cannot stand.
Also, Hunter says, yes, he is seeing it a third time. He's going with his dad.
Gosh, I hope you prepare him. He's going to absolutely love it.
Bubba's going to love this.
He's going to be a big fan. Let's see, Jay Bake is in the chat here. Always good to see Jay Bake saying, I see the internet is trying to get the old Transformers cast back for the last one.
I saw that Michael Bay will be returning to direct this next one. So
good.
I think I think it's good. It'd be good to get the old cast together.
Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, neither one of them are working all that much.
John Turturro.
Yeah, I always love John Turturro.
Isn't he dead in the movies, though? I don't know. Did his character die?
I don't think so.
I don't know. They could bring him back.
He made it through part 2. And
they could bring him back.
To be honest, that's the last one I can really remember.
I still think the one thing about the Penguin television series on HBO that I can't get over is the fact that John Turturro is not in it. Because if he had been in it, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it would have. He abstained from being in it because of the level of violence in the show. Which
I wanted to say, did you see the Batman?
Yeah. Did you see the final cut of the Batman?
Obviously, he did see the final cut because that's why he's like, I'm out of here. But, I mean, I don't know. It was tough. Now, the guy who they got, Mark, I don't remember the guy.
Mark Strong?
Mark Strong. The guy they got's great. He's great in it. No discredit to him. It's just clearly not him.
It's just not John Turturro.
They didn't even try, really. They gave the guy a mustache and goes, this will work. You know, it's like, That's the one part of it. My brain can't. For some reason, I'm good with the Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal in terms of being able to just.
I'm still not.
I'm able to accept it, like narratively.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I think it's a downgrade, but I'm able to accept it narratively. I'm not able to accept that narratively for some reason. It's just like, so we're all just pretending this is the same guy from the first one? I can't, like,
Well,
he doesn't even try.
Turturro's like a very distinct looking person as well.
He don't even, it's not even like I'm going to try to play it the same way. It's just like, I'm going to come in and be Mark Strong. And I wish they just cast him for the Batman 2022. It would have been fun. Because he's not bad. Anyway, F1. I don't know how I got off on a Batman rant. That happens. But it's really quality. The shots, right? There's some things I didn't want to say with EG here. She's on assignment, by the way. Mm-hmm. We didn't force her to go watch F1 right now. She's going to go watch it this weekend. According to her, hopefully she'll follow through with that, because it can be tough to get EG into a theater because she's very specific about what type of movie she wants to see. F1 ticks every one of those boxes.
Yes. And there's one sequence that we have avoided bringing up, and some details about Brad Pitt's character that EG will absolutely love.
Yep.
I don't know if we can even mention them here. I'm afraid she'll hear it.
There's a
and
chance.
Spoil herself.
She may pop in there. Somebody may tweet at her or something. So
that's true.
We'll let her see it this weekend. We'll do a box office report on Monday talking about how big of a win F1 had at the box office. I think it's clearly going to be the number one movie in the country. Yes. There's no doubt about that.
You don't think Megan 2.0 will overtake it?
No. And How to Train Your Dragon dropped like a lead balloon week over week. And it's got all the premium screens. It's not even a debate. I'm not even setting it up as let's debate it. No, it's going to be number one. I just want to know how big of a number one it's going to be. Like, what is a big win for F1? Like, is it 80 million? Is that like a massive win? It really isn't based on its production budget. And then internationally, how does it do? I've never been more baffled about what a movie's going to do in its opening weekend than this one.
I would think this one would play better with an international crowd because the story isn't very complex, and F1 is much bigger
for sure
everywhere outside of
What's
America.
It going to do domestically? I mean, there's no way to know. Could it make 80? Could it make over 100? Could it make in between that? I think the floor.
My first thought was like 60, but there's just not enough out this weekend where I think it's money could be taken away from F1.
Top Gun Maverick, right? If you're using that as the blueprint,
right?
It's really just not fair. Because Top Gun Maverick hit at the perfect time for when people wanted to have something to go see that was a complete crowd pleaser, and it became a 4-quadrant movie when it wasn't really expected to be a 4-quadrant movie. I'm not sure F1 hits the 4 quadrants. I'm not sure,
Do you think that the lack of, how should I say it? I guess authenticity or organicness in them trying to push this as a Top Gun Maverick, as a true 4-quadrant movie, hurts it? Do you think it's like when Sony gets in on the Morbin Time meme and it flops for a second time?
I don't think we're at that level.
Okay.
I don't think we're at that level. I just think they have handed the baton off to the audience, and it's going to be. This movie's going to hold really well.
Yes.
But the question is, what is its ceiling? Because its ceiling will be determined over the next few days. And this is a movie that deserves to be over $100 million opening. But it won't be, I don't think, in our marketplace. I don't think it'll open up over $100 million. So I think 80 should be considered the floor on a movie that's reported to have cost $300 million to make.
I would think so.
So anyway, it's a good movie. It is. And I recommend you see it. Tyler recommends you see it. I know, Tyler, you're like, I don't think you really like it that much. I love the experience, but I don't think it's like a great movie. I don't think when we're sitting back talking about
as soon as this leaves theaters, I would say it's skippable, even.
Wow. That sounds more extreme than anything I'm even saying. I'm just saying.
No, I think the presentation of the Prime Theater for this movie is the way to watch it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, how do you, over the course of years, watch it on smaller and smaller screens and get enjoyment out of it? I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay, so F1. It's in theaters now. Go check it out. Hey, one place you need to hit F5, that's at alabamadental.com. Because that'll refresh your page, and then you can see all those smiling faces again. That's maybe the worst.
I was wondering how you were tying that in.
That's maybe the worst thing I've ever said here.
What is he refreshing here?
You go to alabamadental.com, you hit F5, and then guess what? Dr. Brian, Dr. Jeff, Dr. Nolan, they'll be smiling at you all over again. They're Alabama Dental Associates and their homepage. As you can get all the information about all the services that they provide, you're seeing them flash across your screen right now as we speak. If you're listening on podcast form, then no, there is no screen for you to be able to watch, and we appreciate you downloading and listening via podcast. But if you're new in town, need to make sure you have a dentist on standby, why don't you just take this podcast advice, keep driving right on over to Grants Mill Road and visit the professionals at Alabama Dental Associates. Try them for yourself. Your life will be changed like my life was when it comes to actually finding dentists you can trust and those that you know are going to go in there and be completely honest with you about what's going on and keep you on task. They're accepting new patients now and can help you feel at ease about all of your upcoming dental procedures. For more information or to make an appointment, call them 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com, where they look forward to seeing you. All right. We got to talk James Bond again. As you know, we talked about it yesterday. Denis Villeneuve has been hired as the new James Bond director. I really like Denis for his grounded work. Tyler likes him more for his fantastical sci-fi epic work. So he really is the complete package if you look at it all. And I think the melting point for that, for those two worlds, the human and the sci-fi blended together, is Arrival. Arrival is like that perfect blend of humanity and sci-fi in one production. Now, James Bond's not going to have a lot of sci-fi associated with it unless they decide to go back to space, aka Moonraker. I don't think they're going to go that route here. I say all this to say Sicario is really the movie that I look at it going like, man, I would love a very straightforward Bond movie with the Sicario type production style. But the question that everybody's had lately is who's going to be the next James Bond? There's a short list, according to reports, of who it should be. Now, Hunter Buss is...
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Idris Elba.
Yeah, you know, Idris Elba is 52 years old. Amazon MGM wants someone under 30.
Yeah.
That's what they've said.
I have seen reports that Tom Holland is on this list.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tom Holland is on the list, which I know Hunter Bussey's going to be doing victory laps going, I told you it's going to be Tom Holland. So hold your horses, okay?
Didn't we both vote like Tom Holland when we were discussing this over poke bowls?
Out of the three names that I've heard reported here, Tom Holland is the one that excites me probably the least.
Oh.
Jacob Elordi is also on the list.
Oh.
You need to see Saltburn.
Okay.
You really do. He's really fantastic in that movie. But I don't think he's a good fit for Bond.
I don't think he is either.
Okay? Euphoria Season 3, I'm looking forward to seeing him in there. Bond, I really don't want him as Bond. I don't know what vibe they're going for. But there's a name here that I kind of am interested in. I've sort of said for a while it's going to be a relative unknown that gets the job. This is the guy with the least amount of star power, but that I've seen in a couple things, and I think he's got the right energy.
Mm-hmm.
Harris Dickinson.
From Baby Girl?
From Baby Girl.
What else has he been in?
He's going to be a Beatle.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be in the Beatles, which, I mean,
the BCU.
Can you think of anything more English than that? I think he's playing John Lennon.
Huh? All right.
I think he's playing John Lennon. I think that's who he's been cast as. I'm going to feel really foolish if he ends up being somebody else, but I think he's John Lennon. Harris Dickinson. But You also have Elordi is Australian, which isn't that big of a deal because George Lazenby was also Australian and played Bond.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, Dickinson will be playing John Lennon. Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney. Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. And Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr.
There you go. I think that's perfect casting, by the way.
For the BCU.
And what they're doing is they're releasing 4 separate movies all on the same day that you can watch pretty much in any order you want that tells all their stories. It's going to be fascinating. That's going to be a fascinating experiment. I hope movie theaters are still around by then. Anyway, a lot of people...
So, like, the George and Ringo movies are going to flop, right?
I mean, there's going to be... What's going to happen is they're going to create a viral moment of seeing all 4 in one day. Or seeing all 4 in one weekend. Or, like... Yeah.
No.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like Oppenheimer Barbie type buildup of you got to see all of them in one day. And like, they'll figure out how to like book it to where you can watch a marathon of all 4 or something. I don't know. You going to be doing that? You going to be pulling that?
No.
I talked with Spud about this.
I don't like the Beatles.
I talked with Spud about this. He was very excited. He's like, oh, does this come out next week? I'm like, no, Spud, it does not come out next week. He's like, well, when does this come out? I'm like, I think it's 2027, 2020.
I think it's 2028.
2028.
That's what I saw.
And he's like, oh, well, I'll be in the nursing home by then. So will you come show them to me there? I was like, well, after that, I mean, it's probably going to be, by the time I can like show them to you at home, it's probably going to be 2029. He's like, well, I'll be dead. And I'm like, this is getting more and more depressing. I called with good news that they're making Beatles movies. But anyway, love you, Spud. Brian Pavlik will love that story if he catches this. Aaron Taylor Johnson was given the job, I think, a year ago when we reported that The Sun had officially reported that Aaron Taylor Johnson, it was just a matter of time. They were going to take a weekend and he was going to, and all of us were like, maybe there's a hope that doesn't happen.
And then Fall Guy released that same weekend.
And he played a villain in that movie and he was awful. I mean, that movie.
He was horrendous.
I was the only one shouting how awful that movie was, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I was the only one shouting how awful that movie was, and that movie bombed. But anyway, I did the same thing with the same weekend with Mad Max Furiosa. But anyway, enough about that.
I enjoyed Furiosa.
I did not. Henry Cavill is the internet's favorite, right? They want him so bad.
He's the internet's favorite everything because there's just a horde of Cavill fans that
I call them the cavalry.
The cavalry, yes, good name. But it's made up of Snyder Bros, Witcher fans, and the like, and they all just sort of mesh together to stan Henry Cavill for literally any casting call in Hollywood.
Well, Henry Cavill, once again, is 42 years old, and Aaron Taylor Johnson is, do you know how old he is?
28.
35, which means he's over the 30-year-old threshold that Amazon MGM's saying needs to happen. It needs to be somebody younger than 30. What they're thinking is, we need to build a whole entire decade worth of content around whoever we pick.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. The last thing we need to do is pick somebody, have them do 1 or 2 movies, and then immediately have to cast somebody again and rebuild an entire universe.
Well, how does this how will this work for Tom Holland, say, if he gets offered the job? Because he's been talking about retiring for the longest time.
I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
He's been talking about just getting some land with Zendaya and then settling down.
Just don't believe it. I mean,
okay.
It's that simple. I think part of that is.
Do you think that's how he's just branding himself as the guy who loves Zendaya? Or
let me put it
this way. Do you think it's something he was actually considering? I don't know. Maybe I could just tap out of Marvel. I've got enough money.
After Skyfall came out, maybe it was Spectre. I want to get this right. After one of those 2 Bond movies came out, Daniel Craig was asked, hey, are you looking forward to shooting another one of these? And he's like, I would rather harm myself than be back in this. Now, I'm not going to say the exact quote because I don't want to get struck with,
but that's against YouTube TOS.
Right. But he's like, I'd rather, do something stupid to myself.
Minecraft.
Correct. Then go back and shoot another one of these things. And then they backed up the Brinks truck, and he showed up to work. Tom Holland, I don't care how nice of a piece of land that is, and I don't care if Zendaya's going full Challenger scene. I don't care. Sorry for the reference. He's going to be going, okay, yeah, I'm interested in shooting 20 of these movies because, Amazon has unlimited amount of money that they can throw at him. There's a reason F1 had the budget it did. It's because it was Apple. All these tech companies are getting in the filmmaking business, and they've got unlimited cash. They're not worried about the cash. They're worried about the prestige. So, yeah, I have a feeling that there's a number for everybody. And I have a feeling that Tom Holland, no matter how romantic he may feel when he said that quote, there's a number. And there's a number that makes Zendaya go, if you don't take this, there will not be any me around.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Come on now. So anyway, Aaron Taylor Johnson's 35, Henry Cavill's 42, Idris Elba's 52. Don't think that's going to happen. So far, they say no meetings have taken place with any of these names, but this is the short list that they're putting out there. I think would be most excited about Harris Dickinson because I think that you can really build around the fact that nobody truly knows who he is. And I think he's got that weird appeal to where he could get both males and females excited to go watch the next James Bond movie.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I can only picture his look from Baby Girl. I just see that and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I see him as a Bond.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I do not see Tom Holland as a Bond.
I do see Tom Holland as a Bond.
How tall is Tom Holland?
He's short. He's real short.
You see Tom Holland at the bar macking on Bond girls. I understand he's one of...
He's 5'7". Yeah, yes, let's go. I could be Bond.
Tom Holland's going to go up against all these thugs, and he's just going to go in there without spider webs to shoot out of his wrists. And it's just going to be this badass. I don't like the choice.
If they're going young Bond, it makes sense.
I don't like the choice. I like the other one where it's more of he's a... I buy more of the Dickinson side of you can sculpt a character around him. Yeah. Where Tom Holland, everybody's got an opinion of who Tom Holland is because of his work. Anyway, and because of his celebrity. So
Harris Dickinson just looks kind of dirty to be Bond. A little too dirty to be Bond.
I don't know. Throw him in the shower. It'll work. So we just got a text from Hunter Bussey that Matt Reeves has officially finished the script for the Batman 2. Now,
I'm gonna fact check this.
There's a photo that is out as well of Matt Reeves looking like he's a character from Weekend at Bernie's, sitting back on a couch, out of frame, out of focus, with a Batman script on the table.
Oh, yep, it's on his Twitter. I'm pulling the picture right now.
Pull the picture. This is breaking Bat news.
Oh, boy.
And it's worthy of the interruption. So, Hunter, no apologies needed for this.
Yeah, absolutely. That is important information we desperately needed to know. We have wanted to know for forever now. Here's the picture now. This is on Matt Reeves' official Twitter. You can see him chilling, out of focus. Picture now. This is on Matt Reeves' official Twitter. You can see him chilling. Said, and in the foreground, you got the script for The Batman Part 2.
One of the commenters wrote, "Does bro want a medal? It's been 3 years."
Oh, now, my God. Shut up.
Look, there's a couple things. Number one, Matt Reeves has been going through some stuff, so we don't know that full story, and we probably won't until they decide to tell it on their own terms.
You know what? And that's fine.
Yes.
He's entitled to that as just a human being.
Correct.
With a personal and professional life that need to be kept separate.
But also, Matt Reeves is notorious for being a slow scriptwriter.
Yes.
However, let the man cook. You know?
So James Gunn talked about this. He said, pardon my French a little bit, everyone who wants that script turned in right now needs to get off Matt Reeves' nuts. That's what James Gunn said in an interview with, I believe it was Variety. It was either Variety or Hollywood Reporter that I read the other day.
I'm still waiting for Hunter Bussey to text me about this Robert Pattinson hot toy that I'm supposed to be in the market for. So I'm going to have to get him working on that. Anyway, I really love what they have built with the Batman 2022 and the Penguin series, minus that one little thing I mentioned earlier. But they're on fire right now. They're 2 for 2. And the next Batman movie that stars Robert Pattinson is one of, if not, I mean, the most important Batman movies ever. I mean, Batman 89, it's hard to say that's not the most important Batman movie of all time, because a lot of people had their mind made up of what that character was, and if that doesn't work, nothing else comes after it.
Exactly. That was the movie that let general audiences start taking Batman seriously.
But if this movie isn't as consistent as what has been built before it, which I have no reason to believe it's not going to be, but if they just shoehorn Joker in because the studio's like, look, we need a hit, Joker, throw him in there, and I wasn't sold really. I thought the weakest part of the Batman 2022 was the Joker stuff. Yeah. Like, Barry Keoghan is crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, he plays crazy on screen really well.
Yes, he does.
He auditioned for the Riddler, basically, and they gave him the Joker because they're like, you're too crazy for the Riddler. You need to be the Joker. He's all scarred and messed up. There's a deleted scene from the Batman 2022 that got released like a month after the movie came out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we're getting a deleted scene while the movie is still in theaters? This is awesome. Let me watch this thing. It was an interrogation sequence.
Yeah, and then you watch it and you're just like, oh, yeah, it was the right move to cut this out. The interrogation scene with the Riddler where Robert Pattinson's Batman is just telling him that you're going to die alone in prison. Yeah. No one will care about you, I think is a much stronger scene in the asylum.
Okay. There's one thing we've needed, Tyler, for a long time. It's not really even the script being produced, even though that's the most important part to get the answer we want. But what we've needed more than anything is tell us who the villain is going to be. Who's going to be the main villain? Who's going to be the supporting villains? Who's the movie framed around? Because if you get told it's Mr. Freeze.
Well, that was the theory, because a lot of the artwork that Matt Reeves had shared before all of this had sort of arose about the script not being done and potential delays, yada, 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 was that the color scheme was going to be blue for all the artwork and ice blue. And all he did was share a light blue Batman logo. And that was pretty much it.
But if it's Mr. Freeze compared to Court of Owls, two very different movies.
Yes. I kind of expected both.
It could be. It definitely could be. But I want to hear who the villain is.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I want to know. Once the script gets approved by James Gunn and they put this thing into full production, which it's already had its window slated for how they want to do it, but I mean, he's got to see the script. He's got to know. Mm-hmm. I just want them to tell us who the villain is. That's the number one thing I want, because at that point we can start true speculation about, okay, what direction can you go now? And Court of Owls makes a lot of sense for me.
Court of Owls makes a lot of sense with how Batman Part 1 went and led into the Penguin, and especially the ending of the Penguin with Oz looking to get into the government a little bit.
I hope the studio, and I would hope James Gunn would have some say in this. Now, we haven't seen a Superman movie, and I worry about, if it goes south, what's going to happen here. But if the studio meddles and they're like, we really want a distinguished, proven villain, I worry that they're going to balk at the Court of Owls being the choice.
And that's why I think it'll either be Court of Owls as well as Penguin moving up in his sort of ranking in villains for Batman, or it'll be Court of Owls and Mr. Freeze. But I think, did Colin Farrell say that he wasn't in the next Batman?
No, he'll be in it.
Okay.
He'll 100% be in it. I just think he'll stay in that role that he was basically in the first one, where he helps move things along, but he's not the guy.
Okay.
Even though, once again, if you've seen the Penguin series, he's an elevated villain going into the next movie.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to almost do like the Batman Returns thing, where it's, Cobblepot for mayor.
Very possible.
I guess in this case, Cobb for mayor. I forget they changed his name to Oz Cobb. He's not Oswald.
Yeah. there's no better time in the history of Batman to go and hit one of the best comic runs with Court of Owls and do it now. You've already set the scene. You've got Robert Pattinson is personally like, that's the way I want to go.
He said his favorite story arcs are the Hush story and Court of Owls. And him and Matt Reeves have both spoken about this multiple times publicly, saying they love the Court of Owls story.
The best thing about doing it is you can't compare it to any other version of Batman.
Yes.
It gets to stand alone, and it's already done the setup. The Batman has already done the setup. And when this new movie, all the trailers start to come out on it and the hype starts to build for it, that movie is going to get even more love because it's quality. It's already in the tank, and it will have been so long that some people will be watching that movie for the first time going into the new one. It's going to rise in popularity. Buy up your stock now in the Robert Pattinson Batman franchise because it's about to pay off big time. Because I believe in all the principal actors. I believe in the whole thing. The question will be, and I know this is crazy, but hear me out, guys. The question is, what do we get with Superman? And it has nothing to do with the narrative tie-in. It's about the state of the studio, the politics of who's in power and making the decisions. If Superman flops, or it's looked at as an absolute dumpster fire, and we're both in here going, what did they do? How did they ruin this thing?
Oh.
It messes up a lot of what we're looking forward to with the Batman. Or
they scrap, retool the DC universe.
And Matt Reeves becomes an even bigger player.
Yes.
Possible. So, it's fascinating. It's all interesting, but here we are. That is the latest news there with the Batman Part 2. Okay, there's a little fun game I like to play. We got a perfect amount of time to play it. It is a game called Best versus Favorite.
Yep, and real quick, just want to get to the chat. Hunter says, have y'all seen the clip that dropped for Superman?
No, I'm staying away from it.
Okay. Was that not one of the new trailers that's been playing this week? That's like a Lex-focused trailer?
From what I can tell, it's Superman trying to get Crypto back or something like that.
Oh, I haven't seen that, and I don't want to.
Right.
But I thought he was referring to the Lex trailer.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And if he is, I don't want to watch that one either.
Oh, all right. I really enjoyed the Lex trailer. I think we'll like Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor.
Okay. That's awful.
What?
No.
You're
I'm
looking
just
at the
talking
random
about
generator.
Yeah. The problem is, oh my gosh. You okay?
Yeah.
We're falling apart in here. Stand by. Let me see if I can give you some on-hold music.
It's okay. I just normally have a little wireless charging pad right here for my phone, and I guess I stepped on the cable because it just yoinked off the computer tower down here.
All right.
Stuck on the carpet.
Okay, here we go. I am going to give... Man, okay. So here's what's happened. First thing I typed in was random celebrity generator. Mistake. Tons of musicians. Sorry about that. Second thing I typed in was random actress generator, and it's a bunch of actors and actresses from like the 30s and 40s. So that's not going to work.
Where were you
for
at
us.
last time? Just do that.
I don't like that one anymore.
Oh.
It's like it. Sometimes it just gives me the same names over and over and over again. So I'm trying my hardest to...
Well, while you're looking for that, Smuff wants to know what is the best live-action Superman content in your lifetime, Tim?
In my lifetime?
Yeah. Is it Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman? Because the bar is low.
Smallville.
Yeah, I guess for our lifetimes, yeah.
It's not a sexy answer, but
No.
Smallville is the answer. I didn't like Man of Steel. I didn't like Batman v Superman. Did not like Justice League. None of that run. Now, Henry Cavill, I'm fine with as Superman. He's in some garbage movies, and there's a reason why it went the way it went. There's a reason it's in the state it's in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to let you take your choice here.
All right.
Are you going with Tim Allen, or are you going with Pierce Brosnan? And I'm going to take the other one of whoever you don't go with.
I'll go with Tim Allen.
Okay, I'll take Pierce Brosnan.
So
So we are going to choose what we think their best role is and what our favorite role of theirs is. I think I've got this down here.
I'm going to have to think about this.
Oh, gosh, this is actually now.
Are we allowed to look up filmographies?
Well, I mean, if you want to go that route, but I mean, it kind of defeats the.
Because I'm just struggling to think of Tim Allen movies.
Okay.
You know? Like, no.
I will say this: in a 3-person game, absolutely not. In a 2-person game, you go for it.
Alrighty.
But I will go first. There's 2 I'm debating for favorite. Anyway, okay. I think Pierce Brosnan's best is GoldenEye, and my favorite of his is Mrs. Doubtfire.
I think that's the perfect answer for Pierce Brosnan. The drive-by fruiting and
Hello.
and then obviously what he's best known for.
Yeah, he has he's allergic to pepper in that sequence, and Robin Williams has to run over and save him. I debated Mars Attacks in this because I love Mars Attacks, and he's really good in it, but he's better in GoldenEye and Mrs. Doubtfire. All right, what do you think is Tim Allen's best movie, and what is your favorite Tim Allen movie?
So I just ended up going with Toy Story 2 for both.
Really?
Yeah, I love Toy Story 2.
Wow. I did not know you were that big of a fan of Toy Story 2 compared to 1 or 3.
I didn't really like 3. I'm in the minority on that, though.
You are.
I know a lot of people call it a perfect movie, or Quentin Tarantino called it the perfect ending to the Toy Story trilogy, but I wasn't crazy about it.
I would have gone for Tim Allen.
And I don't like Christmas with the Cranks either.
Oh, that movie. Now, E.G. loves that movie, so watch out. That movie's garbage.
I agree.
Tim Allen's filmography, it's interesting. I think best should be Galaxy Quest. If you've never seen Galaxy Quest and you have any love in your heart for Star Trek, it's fantastic. I don't know if Hunter passed along my recommendation to his dad. Maybe his dad's already seen it, but Galaxy Quest, got to see Galaxy Quest, because if you're a Trekkie, it's one of the best Star Trek movies ever made. Okay, next up. Ooh, okay, I will go with directors.
All right.
It gave me 2 directors randomly. You take your choice. James Cameron, Steven Spielberg. Those are the 2 directors. Who do you want?
I don't like enough James Cameron movies to really make a list on him, so I'm going to go with Spielberg.
Okay. Man, this is a little bit messier than I thought it was going to be.
I don't want to have best and favorite as the same movie
I'm
again,
facing the same problem.
All right.
I think James Cameron's best movie is Titanic, and my favorite movie of his is Titanic. I love Titanic. I know you don't. I'm sorry. But honorable mentions here to T2, Terminator 2, and to Aliens. I'm going to throw that out there as well. The Avatar movies aren't for me.
I hate the Avatar
Don't
movies.
care much about The Abyss, but let me tell you, Titanic is the scope of that movie, the excellence, how well it still holds up. You either love or hate that movie. Tyler's on the side of hates Titanic. I love Titanic. I could watch that movie in theaters once a week. It never fails to awe me. And if you lived through it, which I did, it was one of those movies where you couldn't believe what you were seeing on the screen. It was very much like going to see Star Wars for the first time or something back in the 70s. Like, Titanic was mind-blowing when it came out. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, how is this happening? That's how good Titanic was.
Okay.
It's just the truth.
I ran into an issue of best and fave being the same because I thought, I like Jurassic Park 1 a lot, but not more than Jaws.
Yeah.
I like E.T. a lot, but not more than Jaws.
I was wondering if Did Spielberg do Catch Me If You Can?
Good question. He did indeed do Catch Me If You Can.
I thought that may be in your potential favorite discussion.
Not more than Jaws.
Smart man. Okay, let's move on. Oh, man. I do not like this. I know which one you're going to take off the board, too.
Yeah. Who is it?
Leonardo DiCaprio
Uh-huh.
or Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I'm taking Leo.
That's good because I don't want to write Titanic twice again. Okay, Vin Diesel. Here we go. Oh, my gosh. What have I done?
I'm hoping to see some love for the pacifier.
What have I done? What have I done?
Best and favorite.
How are you doing over there?
I'm struggling because, like, I could go with the I cited my sources answer. This is what all the real critics say Leo's best performance is. Or I could just go with two really good ones that I really like.
This is really, really difficult.
And are we strictly talking their performance or the movie as a whole?
So we're going movies on both.
Okay.
Movies on both.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
Vin Diesel's best is Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Yeah.
There you go. That's a pull. And
That's a great
favorite
pull.
is Avengers Infinity War. Where he plays Groot.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, real performance from Vin Diesel there.
Well, once again, it was a movie, remember?
Yeah. Best, I went with Departed, and favorite, I love Departed. It is one of my favorite movies, but I just wanted to talk about Django.
That's fair.
I just didn't want to have the same movie on there twice again.
I got you.
And the I cite my sources answer is Gilbert Grape.
Okay.
That is a great performance.
It's a great performance, but not a movie I ever want to watch again.
Yeah, same here.
All right, we've got a couple more of these. If there's anything in the chat standing out to you, Tyler, let me know.
Let's see. Jody says T2 and Jaws. I guess just best movies for each of those directors. Spielberg, honorable mention is Duel. I never saw that one. Did you?
It's a television movie.
Oh, okay.
It's an 18-wheeler, and would still count in this. But, yeah, it's very good. It's very good, but that's a deep cut.
Jeff says best for Leo is Departed. Favorite, Wolf of Wall Street. That's a good combo right there. Jody says Saving Private Ryan for Vin Diesel.
Smart.
And Jeff says Saving Private Ryan and Guardians of the Galaxy for best and favorite.
Yeah, I almost went Guardians, but I'm like, I like Avengers Infinity War way more. So, okay.
I think the pacifier is actually sneaky good. It's a fun family movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't take it too seriously when we're talking about movies like Saving Private Ryan and Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, the pacifier, yeah. Okay, which one of these do you want? Edward Norton or Christian Bale?
Ooh.
Who do you want?
Norton or Bale? Give me Norton.
I'm actually shocked. I was convinced you were going Christian Bale. All right. I'm going to be very boring with my answers. very boring with my answers.
All right, what you got? I'm just finishing up writing.
Oh. Okay. Best, I've got The Dark Knight. Favorite, I've got Batman Begins. Guys, I'm a Batman fan, I'm sorry. But here's what I would do if I was to take one of these off. The only one I can change is Best, because I can't deny that Batman Begins is one of my 4 favorite films ever made. So I would change it to The Big Short, would be my replacement for The Dark Knight if you don't want dual same role type of shenanigans here on my board. So I think he's really, really good in The Big Short, which is a movie that if you have not seen, I highly recommend you see, about the 2008 housing crisis. It's really laugh out loud funny.
So
It's got Brad Pitt in it too.
Nice. I ended up erasing mine because
Okay.
I remembered another movie, and it was actually a better movie than my favorite, so I had to shift some stuff around.
Okay.
I am going best Edward Norton performance is American History X. It's a dark movie. It's not one you want to rewatch, but it is very well done. Edward Furlong plays the little brother. You got Fairuza Balk, a.k.a. Vicky Valancourt, in that movie as well. And favorite, Fight Club. I was trying to avoid having this on there twice because you're not supposed to talk about it, and I would have had to talk about it twice. But
That's one of the funniest things you've ever said. That's top 10.
oh well, I don't know. Is that a good thing or a
Almost.
bad thing?
Mama's wrong again. Medulla oblongata.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama's right.
No, Colonel Sanders.
Lance
all
said
right.
he didn't like that movie.
He's crazy.
He's insane.
That movie's great.
His-
Waterboy's fantastic.
I think that is like one of the best sports movies ever made.
The reason I thought you were going to take Christian Bale is because of what Jody said, which is Bale in Vice was incredible.
He's correct. I do talk about that movie a lot, specifically what Bale did to himself to portray Dick Cheney and do it spectacularly. That's a good pick. And then Smuff also with another sneaky good Norton movie, Death to Smoochie. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
Yep, Robin Williams and Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Rounders needs to be thrown some love with Edward Norton.
Actually, I haven't seen it.
Poker movie where he is a really crappy best friend in that movie. Really crappy best friend. Okay, we go to this. Ben Affleck or Bruce Willis? Who would you rather have as your pick here?
Give me the Fleckmeister.
Okay, so that is Ben Affleck. I'm like, when did they ever call Bruce Willis the Fleckmeister? That makes more sense.
I don't think anybody's ever called Ben Affleck the Fleckmeister either.
I could do this in 2 seconds if it was Ben Affleck. Bruce Willis is a little bit going to be a little bit tougher for me, but I'm going to take a look here. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we had Jason that got Bruce Willis at one point,
I believe you're right.
but I'm not going the same route he went. I've never been a big Bruce Willis fan. All right. Oh, man, I'm changing this.
I think I've got mine. Unless I'm forgetting a Ben Affleck movie that is just like really, really good. That I really love.
You want to go first or second?
Yeah, I'll go first. And if I forgot something that I love, y'all can point it out and make fun of me. I went with best Ben Affleck movie, Good Will Hunting. I think he does a great job as Matt Damon's friend in that movie. That whole cast is fantastic, even down to Casey Affleck. And favorite, Air. I saw this fairly recently and absolutely loved this movie.
Good, solid board there. The Town. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
The Town. I love The Town. Yeah. Actually, The Town. I like The Town more than Air. The Town is my favorite Ben Affleck movie. I completely forgot about it.
Wow.
I told you.
I know. That's what makes this game what it is because you can, you're competing against yourself. It's weird. But I'm sure I'm about to have something happen too, but I think I got mine right.
Yeah,
I got it right.
The Town is definitely my favorite. I bring it up for viewing menu every time it's on TV.
And then here we are, where you get a chance to rave about it.
It's one of the movies where me and Scott bond over it because it
Good.
is so awesome.
It is the movie I watched the night before I started my first radio job. Now,
Okay.
I'd already seen it, but I watched it again that night to get me amped up. Here I am, 15 years later, still talking into a microphone. For Bruce Willis, mine's not going to be what anybody else's is going to be. A lot of people would throw out Pulp Fiction. A lot of people would throw out Die Hard. A lot of people would throw out Unbreakable, all that stuff. I believe Bruce Willis's best movie is Sin City. And I believe that my favorite Bruce Willis movie is Die Hard 3. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Ooh.
With Samuel L. Jackson.
You're gonna catch
Don't care.
some flack for that.
Don't care. It's the truth. I think Sin
Sin
City
City.
is criminally underrated. Doesn't get talked about enough. You don't like it?
I like Sin City just fine, but
Jessica Alba in Sin City.
okay, yeah.
If she doesn't make you have a pulse, I don't know what
we're
will.
both dudes here. We both enjoy Jessica Alba in Sin City. It's a given.
It's in black and white, and I'm like, it's still it still works. Anyway,
She's a dame to kill for.
everybody loses their mind in that movie over her for a reason. Anyway,
Exactly. She's a dame to kill for.
I got it.
That was the sequel.
Yeah, I got it. Not a good movie.
Not a good movie at all.
Because it was so bad, people don't remember how good Sin City was. But I don't care if
Very
people
true.
people can eviscerate me all they want. I don't care. Tell them the truth. Okay. A lot of repeat names here. Whole lot of repeat names. Man, I don't think we can do that one.
What are these faces?
Okay, this works. 2 names here.
All right.
Did you know Matthew McConaughey was one of the names?
No, I didn't.
He's not, but I thought that would be cool if it was.
Oh, it would have been cool.
Will Smith and Brad Pitt. This will be our final one. Who do you want, Will Smith or Brad Pitt?
Give me the Pitmeister.
Okay. All right. My choice slaps.
Was the but it would have been cool if it was that intentional as well?
My
For
little,
Matthew McConaughey. As Dazed and Confused.
you're talking about the all right thing? What are you talking about right now? I don't know what you're talking about.
We did that,
Yeah.
and then after that, you said I didn't know, but it would have been cool if I did or something. I don't know.
Oh.
And that is a line from Dazed and Confused. I didn't know if that was intentional, but judging on your face, I'm assuming not.
No, it was not intentional,
Oh.
but it kind of works.
There you go. You got double McConaughey.
Then I made a
reference
joke about it. My pick slaps,
Yeah.
and then that's what I thought we were going to talk about. Well, we didn't, and now we're here in this weird spot where we don't know how to get out of this conversation. So you've got Brad Pitt, I've got Will Smith.
there. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm in that position again. Dang it. I always hate when I do this because I feel like I'm like cheating in the game. But 7 for both. Y'all knew what it was.
I'm trying not to do that.
Yeah, I tried, but I Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Fight Club, even F1. Love all those. Not more than 7 though. Not more than 7.
There is a movie that we pulled out of the mystery box.
Is it 7 pounds?
No. That I said was the saddest movie with happy in its title.
Oh yeah, that one.
And it was called Happy Feet. That was what I said about that movie. The second saddest movie with happy in its title is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Which I think is his best. Independence Day is by far and away my favorite.
You misspelled the title. They spell it with a Y for the movie.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, for the movie, they spell it with a Y.
Well, that's just another reason that everybody's getting rid of their DVDs of that, because we've gotten that 40 times. Pursuit of Happiness. There we go. I think it's his best. Independence Day would be my favorite. We're coming up on Independence Day. Programming note that we will only have 2 shows next week, Monday and Tuesday. We will be off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, celebrating the independence of our nation, and we hope you will be doing the same. With all that being said, I will be watching Independence Day on repeat that day. It is my tradition. I like hot dogs, and I like Independence Day. Give me those 2 things, and I'm a happy man.
All right.
Another hot dog, please. I'm restarting Independence Day. That's how I spend my 4th of July. And then at night, I watch Thunder on the Mountain here in Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
On television. I never go to the actual event. So
No,
I watch.
that seems like a nightmare.
I watch fireworks on TV. So that's what I do. It's much cooler with the air condition. So I live a very strange life. And there we go. We appreciate everybody who's been in the chat today, filling us in on information, as well as being a part of the movie discussion. You guys have been great all week long, and we hope to have you back again next week. It's going to be a little bit of a weird week. It's going to feel a little bit like everybody's already in that sort of celebration, vacation mode, but we are going to bring the energy. We will see what EG thought of F1, both with just 2 letters. Well, technically 1 letter for F1 because 1 is a number. I don't know what else to say other than we've had a great time this week, and I appreciate it very much. We're going to return these boards over to the TNR studio, and we hope to see you again on Monday. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live right here on Meltdown Live. We'll see you again very soon. Have a great weekend.